All right, we have head coach Greg Carvel, as well as players Philip Lindbergh and John Leonard. Will be joined by Cale Makar in just a few minutes. Let's start off with an opening statement by the head coach Greg Carvel.
That was maybe as complete a game as we've played this year. And this weekend, I thought we were outstanding for 120 minutes. I thought we controlled the play for two complete games. The team obviously responded well from the loss last weekend at BC, which was discouraging. But this group's had a common purpose, and it goes deeper than the team. It's through our whole university that we knew we had a good team this year. We proved a lot of things throughout the year, but we always felt like people were waiting for us to trip and stumble and fall, and we kind of did that at BC last weekend. But this weekend we redeemed ourselves, and extremely proud of this group, the whole group, staff, players, administration. This is a first for our program, and we didn't stumble into this. We knocked the door down, and we're headed to the Frozen Four, flying high.
Thank you, Coach. Let's open it up for questions for the players.
For any of you guys, when did reaching this level become a goal for you guys? When did this become something you realized if you played the way you were capable of, you could achieve?
I think it just started right at the beginning of the season. We've stressed it all year that we have a special group and we can do special things. And like I said, it just kind of started from the beginning, and we've just kind of been sticking to the process, and hopefully that we can continue it.
For all you guys, Josh Walfish, Daily Hampshire Gazette. Just describe the crowd out there tonight, because it seemed like it was basically Mullins Center just transported to Manchester.
Yeah, I think as a group we feel that everywhere we've traveled this year, the fans have kind of come along with us, and it gives us great energy on the bench, and we definitely feed off it, and it's great to see.
John Powers, Boston Globe, for John Leonard. John, you're an Amherst guy. Given what the program has been up and down over the years, what will this mean to the townspeople, especially who have been supporting the Minutemen for a long time?
Yeah, I think it's great for the town and great for Western Mass. Obviously we have two Western Mass Division I teams with AIC, and they're doing great as well right now as well too. But for Amherst, and it's always great to see local teams doing well, and especially for us.
Molly Walker, Daily Collegian. Cale, did you feel like the team communicated a lot more than usual tonight? It seemed like you guys were really responding to one another and giving each other pointers all night.
I think it's just been progressively getting better all year. We have a lot of guys on this team that are capable of stepping up now and talking, whether it's on the bench or in the room. And I've said it from the start of the year, you don't need a letter to be a leader. And we have a lot of leaders on this team, and that's one of the reasons why we've been so successful thus far.
John, were you on that goal? Did you realize just how much time you had?
I don't know. I think it was Bo that shot it. The rebound kind of jumped out to me, and I tried to throw a little shoulder fake, and he ended up biting on it, and I was lucky enough to put it over his pad.
Philip, you faced just 30 shots over these 120 minutes. What did your team do so well in front of you to kind of make your job a lot easier this weekend?
The team played to our own standard, and these were like culture wins for us. And the guys played really well in front of me. They did everything they could. We played to our heart and soul and gave everything, and which made my job a lot easier too.
Alex Hall, New Hampshire Union leader. Cale, I guess just kind of piggybacking off that, just what was kind of working so well for you personally and for the defense in general over these two games?
I think it's just a lot of confidence. Everybody's going in, and for our entire team in general, we have a guy that's stopping the pucks in the back there, and that just kind of gives the confidence throughout the team. So hopefully we can continue that.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. This is for Philip. There are certain goaltenders that are known. They're on teams that are so strong from a puck possession standpoint that they don't face a whole lot of action. Grant Fuhr for the old Edmonton Oilers. Can you talk about what you use to keep yourself really focused when the puck possession is so much in the other end?
I mean, I don't think I have any like any special things that I do. Just got to be focused on stopping the next puck and just keep your head in the game. Nothing special.
We have one more over here.
Hi, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. This is for John. Just was the early pressure on Notre Dame tonight just an extension of the Harvard game plan?
Yeah, I think so. Going into this game, we wanted to, get a good start and get pucks to the point and just keep firing away at the net. And, we continued to do that all night until we got that first one, and then we just kept on building from that, and, we finished off strong.
Any last question for the players? No? Great. Thank you. Guys, you can head back to the locker room. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we'll open it up for questions for the head coach. Okay, right here.
Greg, you come out for that first period and you kind of see the crowd and you hear the crowd as well. What does it mean to you and this program to get this type of support out here to Manchester?
I'm glad to say we're used to it. All year long, every second half of the year, every building we've gone into in the Boston area, New England, we've had tremendous turnout, and so kind of getting spoiled with it. But it was a factor. When they're announcing the starting lineups, and you can hear our crowd overwhelmingly out cheering their crowd. It does it. It felt like a home game, and this is one of the many things I'm extremely proud of. Is that when I came into this program, one of my biggest goals was to bring pride to all the former players who wore the sweater, to build pride throughout the alumni, the university, our athletic department, and obviously within our locker room first and foremost. But when I took the job, everybody wanted to talk about the sleeping giant, and I said, well, if we can put a team on the ice that people can be proud of and are entertaining to watch, then we'll wake that giant. And obviously this year we've done that.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. Can you talk about Philip's performance? It almost feels like an afterthought given that so little time was spent in the defensive zone and he didn't have to be spectacular. But can you talk about how you're going to be able to count on him going into the Frozen Four?
The question you asked him about, going stretches without action, he is the most consistent kid maybe on our team and what he brings and does every single day. So he can handle that. But the thing I love about our team is that we don't need our goalies to steal games. And, I don't know if they have stole a game this year. They've just had to be steady. And, we're starting to pile up shutouts here. I think we've had 3 or 4 in the last 10 games. And, no disrespect to Philly, but, it wasn't a tough night for him. And that's a heck of a comment about a team when you can get a shutout. Because usually when you get a shutout, the goalie's the first star of the game. And, he's done quite a bit to keep that shutout. But, I may have been able to put the pads on tonight, get my first career shutout.
Greg, what's this mean to you personally? For been around college hockey as long as you have been around hockey, as long as you have, when the clock started ticking down, you heard people chanting behind you. What did you feel? What, in addition to what you felt for the guys, what did you feel for yourself?
It's emotional. It's emotional. Just everything that you go through, the day to day. You rarely get to these special moments. I've coached in Stanley Cup Finals, but this to me is a peak for me because I'm the head coach. I've got a tremendous group of people I work with, and again, one of my great mentors is Joe Marsh, who I played for at St. Lawrence, and he took his team to a Frozen Four one year, and he said something to the effect of, St. Lawrence being at the Frozen Four is akin to some of you photographers getting a picture of Bigfoot, and I can't help but feel the same way. UMass in the Frozen Four. Somebody probably thought they'd see Bigfoot before that happened. I'm so proud. I got emotional on the bench for a second there. These are things that we realized early in the season that this could be a possibility, and luckily the coaches didn't mess it up. And, Cale Makar, Mario Ferraro, Mitchell Chafee, Jacob Leonard, Johnny Leonard, Jacob Pritchard, so many special kids, talented kids, and there's no attitude on this team. There's nobody who wants. They're all one unified group, and we preach culture, we preach standards. Everything we preach, these kids follow it, and they live it, and we all live it, and it's really the secret of everything that goes on with our group. This is a highlight for me, and just I love the fact that I love the people I'm doing it with. You know, it'd be different if I didn't love my staff and love my players and my AD and the rest of it. I just feel very fortunate just to be part of it.
Alex Hall, New Hampshire Union leader. I mean, I guess it's probably not a surprise at this point, but could you just comment on Cale's performance over these last two games? I mean, he had a great defensive game against Harvard and then big impact today too.
He's a special, unique one. He's a generational player at this level. To me, he's the best player at this level by 10 miles. It's not even close. And again, I apologize if you've heard this before. As impressive as he is a hockey player, he's just as good a kid. Unbelievable. You know, there's just so many things you can say about him. You know, he decided to come to UMass. He could have gone anywhere, and he decided to come here and take on the challenge of helping to rebuild the hockey program and put it on a map, and he's done that. And I've loved coaching him. I love watching him play every day. It's a treat for me to watch him practice. It's a treat for me to watch him be the best player on the ice and not want any recognition. He doesn't want to be any different than anybody else. And a special group, and he's a very special kid.
Mike Macknick, College Hockey News. Greg, second period's where you won this game with the 3 goals in 7 minutes, out shooting them 16-2. The first period you came out strong like you did last night, but they were able to have some pushback there, ended pretty even, I would say, at the end of the first, and then you guys come out in the second and you really retake control of the game. Was there anything that you had to adjust there or anything you did differently to focus in the second?
No. We, after the BC loss, we really narrowed down our game plan to 5 distinct points that I'm not going to share. Don't ask. And we just wanted to really pinpoint, and it really, all of it was about us playing really aggressive hockey. And we from the drop of the puck last night, the drop of the puck tonight, I agree. I thought we were really good the first 10 minutes. Notre Dame they probably came out ready to take some punches, knowing that we were more rested, and they played a little better the second half of the first. But then in the second period, I think we outshot them 16-2, and we're being the number 1 rank in this regional. That's an advantage. We got more rest than they did, and we took advantage of it. But even if we were a buzzsaw this weekend, I was asked by John Buccigross before on Thursday before we practiced. He goes, "Is your team at its peak right now?" And I said, "No, we're not. We've hit some peaks during the year, but I wasn't quite sure what we were going to get this year. But these kids, they responded. We're a very young team. We have 19 freshmen and sophomores, and my concern was they're going to run out of gas eventually. It's not easy to be a first place team. It's an emotional grind. It's a psychological grind. To have to play your best every night because other teams are wound up to play it. And my concern was our younger guys were going to hit a wall. And I was a little nervous that that's what happened at BC. But I think it was just, again, it was a bump in the road. And what we brought this weekend was nothing short of outstanding.
Two
two more questions here.
You said yesterday that you kind of hope in these sort of games your depth lines are just even with the other team. What does it mean this weekend to have that third and fourth line really kind of step up and carry some play for you guys?
Well, I'm sitting on the bench. We're playing to win to go to the Frozen Four, and I don't think I've ever been more confident in my fourth line. I was like, they're fine. A lot of nights you're like, some nights you're like, all right, let's just get out of this neutral or even. Tonight, I had no problem throwing over the boards. And Brett Boyne, I mean, we're pretty balanced, our lines. I guess Brett Boyne's line's the third line with John Leonard and Nico Hildenbrand. Those guys got a ton of scoring chances. And, you know, Bo scores twice last night. Johnny scores tonight. Nico hits the crossbar. We got four lines going. You know, the D going, the goalie's going. We got it clicking right now.
Okay, one last question right here in the front.
Coach, how'd you feel about the communication tonight, seeing the players help each other out and give each other direction time and time again all night long?
Again, I think part of it is the narrowed game plan, you know, and we all, when I threw that at them on Monday, like I said, we're going to war with this. We're going to live or die with this. And so it kind of unified everybody. And again, the reason was to get them playing really aggressive hockey. Again, last weekend we went into that game at BC so passive that we haven't been like that. So I just wanted to get them back to playing aggressive hockey, and I think that they all got energized by it, and so that was a lot of the communication was by doing that. I'd like to give Ryan Ames a question if he wants.
Okay,
He's our
sure.
beat writer. If you have one, Ryan. If you don't have one, just make one up quick here. He's been a beat writer for 3 years. He's outstanding, and I want to give him a lot of credit for what he's done for 3 years.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach. Not a lot of talk about the penalty kill this weekend, but went perfect this weekend in a big kill after Jake's goal. Just how encouraging was that to see?
It had to be good. You know, Harvard a very good power play last night, and you know, watching Notre Dame last night against Clarkson, they have a lot of skill, and they very creative, move pucks around well. But again, we were very aggressive on our kill both nights, and it really limited the other teams. And you know, we when we're playing aggressive and we're up the ice and taking away all their time and space and playing heavy and being physical, we're good. That's UMass hockey.
All right, great. Thank you,
Thank you.
Coach.